So now we're going to find the constant proportionality like we have done many times before, but in complex proportions. So the fractions in the proportions will have fractions in the fractions, yes. Which pair of fractions is equivalent? Well, let's see. 3/6 simplifies to 1/2, but 5/11 doesn't. But 5/10 also simplifies to 1/2. So it is this one pair that is equivalent. Find the constant proportion and write an equation to compare cashews to peanuts. In one bag, there are 3 cashews for every 6 peanuts. This is the same exact math as the one above it. We're just reminding you from early in the year. 5 cashews for every 10 peanuts. And so we would say the constant of proportionality, because they all both K, is 1/2. Oh, and write an equation. So, right, what is the equation? So now, cashews, right, comparing cashews to peanuts. Cashews are 1/2 as much as the peanuts, right? When peanuts is 6, half of 6 is 3. When peanuts is 10, half of 10 is 5. So cashews equals 1/2 P is our equation. So we're going to be doing all that today. You can see that you have fractions in the table, or mixed numbers in the table in that case. So in a complex proportion, one or more of the numerators or denominators is a decimal or fraction. So we need to divide both sides to test for equivalency. Are the fractions proportional? So 8 divided by 1/3 is the same as 8 times 3, which is 24. So this simplifies to 24. The other side is 12 divided by half is 12 times 2, which is also 24. And so yes, they're equal. They're both equal 24. So one side is 3/5, so that's done. The other side is 1/2 divided by 5/6, which is 1/2 times 6/5. 2 goes into 6 3 times. Oh, we also got yes. So we got yes, both ones. That is yes, those are proportional. Notice though that, you notice that you could divide both of these by 6. Instead of, we use the trick where you're always multiplying them, but you could divide both of those by 6. In the bottom you get 5/6, top you get 3/6, which makes 1/2. Here it's not quite as obvious what to do, but we'll talk about that in the first one. Stan walked 3/4 of a mile in 6 minutes, and Karen walked half a mile in 4 minutes. Are the rates proportional? If so, find the constant of proportionality. All right, so we have to do both sides. So we have to do 3/4 divided by 6, which is 3/4 times 1/6. 3 goes into 6 twice. On this side, I am getting 1/8. On this side, 1/2 divided by 4 is 1/2 times 1/4, also 1/8. Okay, so are the rates proportional? Yes, they are. I can put an equal sign there. If so, find the constant of proportionality. What do they both simplify to? 1/8. K equals 1/8. All right, so the first one here, we're comparing the batches. So the first one is 1 1/4 cups of milk to 2/3 cups of butter. And then they made a larger batch. And we want to know if she did it. Basically, we want to know if Sarah did the math right. So she had 2 1/2 cups of milk in her batch, her bigger batch, and 1 1/3 of butter. And we're going to see if those are equal. So it's 1 1/4 divided by 2/3 equal to the other one. So 1 1/4 is 5/4 divided by 2/3, which is 5/4 times 3/2. And there's no canceling here. This is 15/8, right? And 15/8 is 1 7/8 is the ratio of milk to butter. Over here, we have 2 1/2 divided by 1 1/3, which is 2 1/2. Let's make it improper fractions. So that's 5/2 divided by 3/4, which is 5/2 times 3/4, which is 15/8, which is 1 7/8. So yes, the ratio, they are equal. Yes, they are proportional. Okay, and 1 7/8 is the constant of proportionality, or 15/8, whichever way you want to write it. Typically 15/8, actually. All right, our ratio of the sides of the triangle is a proportional relation, so explain your reasoning. So we have 3/4 equals, we're trying to see if that equals 4.5 over 6, ratio of the sides. Now, right, I'm doing smaller to larger, but you could do it upside down because it doesn't say here. Equals 6/8. Now 3/4 and 6/8 both equal 3/4. So what we really have to check is 4.5 divided by 6, also 3/4. Well, 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1 is 9/2 divided by 6 is 9/2 times 1/6. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And so we get 3/4. They all equal 3/4, yes. X and Y are in a proportional relationship. Find the constant of proportionality. Now remember, you always do Y over X. So it's 6 over, right? And you always flip those tables over, both. So 6 over 2 should be equal to 7.5 over 2.5 equals 9 over 3. Well, 6 over 2 clearly equals 3. 9 over 3 clearly equals 3. So we're basically seeing if k equals 3 here. So we have to do 7.5. I think it looks like it. 7.5 divided by 2.5. But let's check. So that's 14 plus 1. That's 15/2 divided by 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1. 5/2 is 15/2 times 2/5. 2's cancel. 5 becomes a 1. 15 becomes a 3. Yep. The answer is yes. Oh, and it says it's in a proportional relationship. I wasted my time. Read the problem. So I said they were in proportional relationships. So you did not need to do this work because you just had to flip them over and they all should have been equal. Okay, so I can do whichever one. Now remember, we're always going to do y to x. So it's 1/6 to 1, 1/3 to 2, 1/2 to 3. Well, there's the answer. These all have to equal. If they are all equal, they all equal 1/6. The constant of proportionality is 1/6, right? Because 1/6 over 1 is 1/6. So let's practice. So which pair is proportional? Okay. So is 5 divided by 1/3 equal to 3 divided by 1/4? Let's see. That's 5 times 3, 15. That's 3 times 4, which is 12. So that is no. So this one better be right. So this one's 15. So let's do the other one. 3 divided by 1/5 is 3 times 5. Yeah, these are both 15. These are. Okay, so Susan did 130 divided by 3 1/4. Paul did 150 divided by 3 3/4, and we're seeing if those are equal. So 130 divided by 3 1/4 is 130 divided by 13/4 is 130 times 4/13. That becomes 10, and this is 40 words per minute for Susan. So Susan, let's label this. This was Susan. And now we're going to do Paul over here. He's 150 divided by 3 3/4, which is 150 divided by 12/15, which is 150 times 4/15. And once again, we get 40 words per minute. So yes, they are equal. So it's a yes, and k equals 40. The unit rate, right, k is 40, the unit rate is 40 words per minute. All right, so find the constant of proportionality. It's always y to x, so it's 2/3 to 2, 1 to 3, 4/3 to 4. We don't have to do any work. There it is, right? That's the simplified fraction, k equals 1/3. The other ones, if you want to check that the table doesn't have a mistake, but if you're 100% sure of one of the divisions, you have the constant of proportionality. Which shape is not proportional to the other three? Okay, I'm going to flip this over because just to be consistent, even though it didn't say. Length to width. So it's 3/2 And so basically we're saying 3 of these are equal to each other and 1 is not. 6/4 and 10/5. Well, 3/2 and 6/4 are clearly equal, right? Because 3 times 2 is, right? These two are clearly equal. So it's one of these two that's wrong. But 10 divided by 5 equals 2. 3/2 is 1.5. So it's this one. It's not, that one is not proportional. So it's this one that's wrong, right? So that is the shape that's not proportional to the other 3. Now we could double check and do 4.5 divided by 3, which is 9/2 divided by 3, which is 9/2 times 1/3, which is 9, well, we can cancel there, and we get the 3/2 again. All right. So the other 3 have a k of 3/2, but the last one has a k of 2, so it's not proportional to the others. Good luck on the